Good job.
Hi.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here and you enjoy reptiles and having a good laugh, then subscribe right now. Hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell.
Yeah.
All these videos are me showing you how I do things based on my own experience. Before you get a snake, or any animal for that matter, you should do the research and make sure that you are able to take care of that animal properly. Let's go. Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you guys about the difference between having ball pythons, boas, and then if you're thinking about getting into SD retic, the things that you need to know, and why they make amazing pets, why they're a little bit challenging, and or why I don't believe they should be someone's first pet. So if you've ever heard about like using a snake hook or whatever, you know that usually what you do is you go in and there's a snake and you come here and look. So right now I'm breeding and it's cleaning day, so never mind the mess, but here's a snake. You can see it's like reacting to me, but I can go in with my hand. Now watch. I'm gonna go in with my hand, tap it on the head, let her know that everything's gonna be okay. I can do that with this one. This one's noticing me. I can do it with him. I can do it with, I can go and grab this one right by the head right here. Now we go up to the next. We go up to the next bin, and here we have Annie's at the door, and Annie used to kind of freak me out a bit because she comes out and she kind of looks at you like, hey, what's going on? Are you gonna feed me? Oh, here, look, see? I can touch her in the face. I can reach into here. I'm gonna touch Nova in the face. I'm gonna go here, Nico, and grab him by the face. Once again, so there we go, to the next one. Here we go. Athena wasn't always the nicest either, but I can go in, I can touch her, I can touch him, I can even touch Fade, and Fade isn't even always the nicest. So there, I went in, 9. Now let's look here. This is Sahara. No problem. Poa, no problem. Bo, see her, no problems. So, what was that, 3, 6? So I just touched 12 boas in the head with my hand, no snake hook, no nothing. It was fine. Let's go into ball pythons. So, ball python number 1. David, look. Go in, touch his face, he's a little scared, hides. Next boa. Just go and touch. Next python, ball python. I called it in my bow, I think. See? Like, they're more scared. And this is showing again the difference kind of between boas and ball pythons. So you see, when I reach in to touch a ball python, lots of the time they're more scared. With the boas, they don't care. So, personally, I think that a ball python is a great pet for anyone, like child till whenever. They're not as reactive, like they don't do as much as you saw. They'll kind of get scared and whatever. With the boas, once again, we have more interaction. So we have Annie. Annie sees my hand, and Annie's coming out to see what's going on. So we have this animal that is like, there's more going on. We're not getting this from the ball pythons as much. Maybe sometimes you will, but for the most part, the ball pythons, they're kind of looking, hey, are you going to feed me? And then they get scared. So with the boas more, you'll get more coming out, what's going on. We'll have this kind of like relationship going on, and we're fine. Now, when it comes to Super Dwarf Retics, or I don't know, I don't have any experience with mainland Retics, only Super Dwarfs, but when it comes to the Super Dwarfs, there's no way that I will do what I just did with the other snakes. And it's just because it's not that they're mean, but just like the boas have a little bit more going on than the ball pythons, the Super Dwarf Retics, they see you around and they're like, what is happening? are you going to give me food? You have food. Like, they're kind of like more, they're hyper, they're ready to go, they want to eat food. They're fine being out also, but they need the food response to be shut off. And even once they know they're not being fed, they can still be a little twitchy. So let's go over here and take a look at Calypso. We look at Calypso. Now watch how Calypso's going to behave. Like, you see right away, she's following my hand, and if I open up this cage, there's a pretty big chance that she'll come out striking. We're going to see if I can get her out and how I'd get her out. But just a while ago, I kind of came nearby and she struck at me. And so if this was your first snake, it wouldn't, see? So if this is your first snake, you don't really want an animal that kind of behaves like that, because you take something like this as your first snake and then it bites you or something, and you're not going to have that pleasant experience that you'd have with a ball python or a boa. So Calypso here is not even like a really aggressive snake or anything, but she really likes being fed, and she gets in these attitudes where even though she doesn't even know she's getting fed, she can be a little cage defensive. And even once I have her out, sometimes she'll randomly bite me for no reason. Now, my other super dwarfs are not as bad as she is. She just specifically is a little funny one. Still, I'm going to try and grab her now and see how that goes. So you don't want to hesitate with them either. When you go in for the grab, you grab them. So you can see I have her now. And what I really should do is basically do this with her every day. I should hold her like this every day for like 15-20 minutes until she gets totally used to me taking her out and knowing that when I come, we get to like interact a bit and it's a good time. That it's not that she's going to be fed. Because you see now, she's not behaving the way she was in her home. She's not like trying to bite me or anything. But that can be, it can be scary to people. It would be scary to anyone. Like, people already have a fear of snakes. And then you see one of these snakes and you might think, oh wow, this snake is beautiful, I'd love it. And it is, it's a wonderful snake. And that little bit of extra, like, that I had to do, that I had to be cautious, that I have to kind of keep the space. And even now, I keep her, like, away from my face, because if she was to strike me, I wouldn't want her to strike me in the face. If she bites me in the arm or something, that's fine. I'd prefer her not to bite me in the hand, because if I got bit in the hand, I'm a hairdresser, so that's not the greatest. She's one of the most difficult ones to... What? What? You want Jack? Oh, okay. Let's give you Jack. Okay. Come, let's put Jack in your neck. What So there you go. So Calypso's back in her home. Hercules is usually a lot calmer than the other one. What's Calypso? But you see, the way that it is, it's looking, it's not flicking its tongue. He's kind of like not sure what to do. Is he going to get fed? Should he jump out at me? Or should he just chill? So with him, he should be fine. I gotta see how he behaves. He's not really being twitchy or anything. He realizes I'm taking him out. And you can see Queen over there. I'm hoping that Queen is having some babies with Hercules. That'd be very exciting. So you can see with Hercules, he's a lot less high-strung than Calypso. With him, like, I'm not afraid of him crawling around my neck, going near my face or anything. You want to pet him?
Yeah.
Here. No. There, a little bit. You want to help me hold?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank
Too long. You'd be gentle. He is a great pet, but he doesn't behave the way Calypso does. But still, at the same time, I always have to make sure that he knows that it's not feeding time. If it's feeding time, he'll come out. And what's amazing with the Retics is just like how I showed you the difference between the boas and the ball pythons, how the boas are a little bit more looking around and stuff. The Retics do that probably twice as much. So they'll go around, they'll look at everything. If you watch, I don't know if you can catch his eyeballs, but what I always find really amazing with the Retics, if you watch their eyes, you'll actually see their eyes moving around. Just a sec, pause it, stop it for a sec. Wonderful, so I'm going to put Hercules back. My nicest retic is actually the queen over here. She is a 12-year-old pure Super Dwarf, and I can just go in, touch her. She never is striky or anything. So we'll see if this one reacts. So see how Jasmine's reacting? So she's ready to eat. She wants to get some food. So Jasmine is really sweet too. When they think they're being fed, they get very excited. Now, funny thing that I've actually noticed with these guys is when I feed them less, they seem to be less aggressive, which I find, or defensive, or whatever you want to call it. I'll feed them weekly until they get to mediums. Once they get to mediums, I'll feed them every 2 weeks. And then once they get to larges, I'll feed them every 3 weeks. So I'll feed them every 3 weeks then most of the year. And then when September comes, I'll start feeding them every week until hopefully the females stop eating, and then I know they're developing follicles and I might be able to get some babies along the way. It doesn't look like Calypso or Jasmine here are developing follicles. They're still pretty young. Jasmine's around 3.5, and Calypso is around 3 years also, so probably another year or two before they're able to produce babies, but I'll still put them through that same, during breeding season, feed them a bit more and see what happens. And there you go. For those of you that keep Super Dwarf Retics, do you feel the same way? Have you had the same experiences, or do you find that yours will be just as tame as boas, just as tame as any other animal? I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on that. Put Jasmine away. There we go. So what do you think? If you keep a few different species of snakes, like corn snakes, ball pythons, boas, do you feel the same way? Do you feel a little bit differently? Do you find that some of your animals seem to just be naturally a lot more tame, a lot more intelligent? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a good one.